Hello, welcome to another presentation. Now this time on the topic of, am I talking to thee, ye, or you? Why the King James Bible is the best English Bible. Wow, I'm going to probably ruffle a few feathers in the comments box, but bring it on. So on the front page here we have these wonderful languages. You've got English, of course, you've got Arabic, and you've got Hebrew. And I'm just starting to get pretty okay-ish with reading Hebrew now. So you read from right to left, and of course you've got a Jerusalem, Jerusalem, and then you have a Tel Aviv, and that's a ve, not a be, because it hasn't got a dot in it. And I'm a simple man. Yafo, that's a yod, which can be a je or a yo, a yod, yafo, and modifin. Modin, I think modin. Anyway, okay, that's my attempt at it. I apologise if I've butchered the Hebrew language there. And then you have an old text here from 1450 manuscript, a very old showing of the abbreviation of the word thou. Ooh, here we go. Get into some old English now. So the New King James Bible, when it was touted to come out back in the 19th century, 20th century, this is quoted that one of the most significant features of the NKJV was its abandonment of the second person pronouns thou, thee, ye, thy, and thine. And they were replaced with you. Just simple one word. Verb forms also were modernized in the NKJV for speaks instead of speaketh. That's a minor point. In my opinion, my humble opinion, that's a minor point. This is the issue, without a doubt. And why? Because if you go into English, modern English, you've got here you talking to one person. It's called the second person singular. Talking to one person, you say you, and to many people you say you, right? The only way you can differentiate it in everyday speech is, for example, saying all of you. So if you enter a room and you want one person to stand up in a room, you'd have to point at that person and say, just you stand up. Or if you want everyone to stand up, you say all of you. Now, virtually every language I know has this differentiation between the second person singular talking to one person and second person plural talking to multiple people. Biblical Hebrew, ata. Second person plural, otam. Biblical Greek, esi, asis. Biblical English, thou and ye. Modern English, we've said that. The French language, tu, vous. German, du, sie. Russian, ti, vous. So every language makes it clear if you're talking to one person on their own or if you're talking to a group of people. Really important. Does it change doctrine? Many people will argue that it doesn't. Well, let's have a look as we go through. So according to the Webster's 1828 dictionary, thou pronoun the object is the second person personal pronoun, and they give you for examples here, only in the solemn style, unless you realise this, used by the Quakers. Didn't know that. Ye is a nominative, which means a subject plural of a second person, which means ye talking to people in the subject who are more than one. So ye are washed, ye are sanctified, as an example. Okay, so have a look at a psalm, for example. I've got three examples. Psalm 2, I love Psalm 2, verse 7 and the last half to make it clear. So I've placed, every time it says the second person singular, I've put in capitals, in bold rather, and every time it says you, in modern English, I've underlined it. So in the King James it says, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Happy days. New King James, you are my son, today I've begotten you. Who is he talking to? Could be talking to multiple people. It doesn't say who he's talking to. The Catholic Bible makes the distinction. Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Almost word for word with the King James, only the art in the King James is italicized, which means that was added by the translators in translating from Hebrew into English to show they've added that word for it to make sense in English. The Catholic Bible has not been so honest. But it is word for word the same. The ESV, you, who's you? Talking to one person or multiple, are my son. Today I have begotten you. Begotten who? All of you or one person? Now the NIV is uncannily similar to the Jehovah's Witnesses Study Bible. You are my son. Today I have become, what? Your father. Sounds like Star Wars, doesn't it? Today I have become your father. Have you become as begotten, as in given birth in that way, become, but it's not become your father. Anyway, it is virtually word for word the same, and again it's saying who you're talking to. In Russian it makes it really clear because you have T, which is to singular person, the thou, syn moi, you are literally you, son, my. That's why you add the art when you think about it. In Russian it literally means word for word, you, son, mine. So you'd have to add that, other it makes no sense in English. Я ныне родил тебя, which means today I have become literally the father. Rod is to be the father or become begotten, тебя, so you, singular. So thee. So you see, it's really, you have the nominative, the subject, thou, t, thou, and here you have the accusative case, which is the object, тебя. T in Russian becomes тебя. I can do this. Hebrew and Greek I'm struggling, but Russian I can do it. John 3:7, a fantastic example in the King James Bible. Marvel not that I said unto thee, Nicodemus, ye, all of you, must be born again. So I'm not just talking to you, Nicodemus, you singular, you one person. All of you must be born again. New King James, no, we chuck it out. I don't marvel that I said to you, it could be you, Nicodemus, or everyone, and again it could be you or everyone must be born again. The Catholic Bible, it distinguishes it, thee and you. ESV, no, gone. NRV, no, gone. The Jehovah's Witnesses Study Bible, to their credit, I have told you, do not be amazed because I told you, don't know who that's referring to, it's not explicit who it's referring to, but you people, at least it's making a distinction of saying you people, it's an attempt, must be born again. I found in my discussions in the street with Jehovah's Witnesses, they're not particularly great followers of the King James Bible, but they love talking about William Tyndale. Now, William Tyndale's 1534 Bible was one of the many sources on that majority text that went into the Geneva Bible, the Bishop's Bible, the Great Bible, into the final King James Bible. So if you point out the William Tyndale Bible, it's brilliant. It's word for word. The doctrine is word for word. And you can read it. It's Old English. Marvel not that I said to thee, oh look, thee, ye must be born anew. So you can see how you can read it. So the doctrine's there. You're talking to one person, all of you must be born again. And here in Russian, just in bold, tamu, which means to you. In fact, in Russian, it makes the distinction twice. Literally, do not marvel, ye udivляйся тому. So that's to you. Что я сказал тебе, I said to you тебе, singular. Должно вам, all of you, is necessary for all of you, родиться свыше, to be born from above, literally, born again, born from above. So this, you've got the T, which changes into tamu, into тебе, but then you have vam, the V, which turns into vam. So you have singular, singular, plural. Really straightforward. Love it. Luke 22:31-32, King James, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, all of you, that he may sift you, all of you, in italics, as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, Simon, alone, that thy faith, Simon, alone, fail not. And when thou art converted, Simon, alone, strengthen thy brethren, your own brethren, Simon. Happy days. Really, really explicit. To have all of you, but he's prayed for Simon, for his faith not to fail, to be converted, and to strengthen his brethren. That clear, explicit distinction goes when you drop that thee and ye. NKJV, you, your faith, you, your brethren. Not distinct. Catholic Bible, Simon, you, thee, thy faith, thou, thy brethren. Distinguish with distinguishes between Simon alone and his whole group of his disciples, the disciples. ESV, Simon, Simon, you, your faith, you, your brothers. No differentiation. NIV, for a surprise, Simon, Simon, all of you, at least have told, that's quite a positive thing, that it's actually turned around and said, all of you, but I've paid for you, Simon. That's not included in the original Greek, they've added that your faith may not fail you, your brothers. Right, okay, your faith. So, okay, you've made it definite for Simon, but it's still saying your faith. The JW Study Bible, Simon, Simon, all of you, your faith, you, your brothers. Right, okay, so there you go. And adding words there because that's not original. William Tyndale, and the Lord says, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired you to sift you as it were wheat, but I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. Now, of course, a few little letters there, and if changed English has become standardized, thankfully. However, you can read that, and it's virtually word for word as a King James Bible, and different from all these. A Russian synodal text, is сказал Господь, Simon, Simon, Satana prosil, чтобы сеять вас. So, to have you, all of you, как пшеницу, но я молился о тебе. So I have prayed for you, чтобы не оскудела вера твоя. So your faith, literally the faith your, ти и ти никогда. And then you've got bratьях твоих. So you've basically got Simon, Simon, all of you, but to you, your faith, and you, your brethren. So you see how it make it really, really defined, explicit, and really important to change. The word counts then. I did this because I love doing tables. I love going through and comparing results. So I've gone through the KJV, the New King James Bible, the DRB, the Catholic Bible, the ESV and the NIV, and I've done a word search using the software package called eSword. You can do word searches on there, and I've gone for all the occasions of thou, thee, thy, thine, ye, you, your, yours. I think I've got them all. Anyone could think of another one, would be great. So I've gone for the King James, I've done a whole search for everything, and I found it's 23,230. And the New King James, no reference of here, but the last three, 21,748. So minus 6.4% compared to the King James. These are all relative compared to the King James. The Catholic Bible, the DRB, loads of these right across the board, and it's plus 5.7%, so nearly 6% more than the King James. The ESV is massively down, minus 7.4%, and the NIV is like nearly 11% down. Just goes to show when you take out so many words and verses, it has a knock-on effect as to how many of these words you've got left. Okay, there are all the references what I've used. Please like, subscribe, any comments, happy days, and I'll always finish off with the gospel. Thank you for watching. Take care now. Bye-bye.
For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. So then, faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. How that Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the Scriptures,